Okay, well, sorry about that. I don't even know where this began. Was it my story when it fell? It couldn't have been that because Molly came down pretty quick.
I don't remember.
Greg's decided now that we have audio that he's going to leave the studio. So, what do you want to talk about, Josh?
I don't know.
What'd you do?
We got a chip thing to take care of.
Yeah.
All right, here's some beers. Okay. So, let me just get back to where I was. We went out bowling, and we had a date night.
Bowling night. Yeah.
Bowling, and had a really good time. When's the last time you guys have been bowling?
It's been a while.
I took the kids. I know. I think Lori and I have gone out. It's been within the last... Oh, I know what it was. We went and we got there's a really good coupon in one of those local entertainment books, and you can go get like pizza and multiple games of bowling for like $30 or something. We did that probably within the last couple of years. And same thing that happened to, like, all of us is what you described is it seems like your first game is better and you progressively get worse.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't matter if you play 2 games or 3 games or 4 games. They just continuously get worse.
Muscle fatigue.
Is that what it is?
Are you drinking beer, though, during
No, I know I wasn't.
I was. It was funny because this place was really nice. I hadn't been to a bowling alley that was no smoking in ever. So that was kind of cool.
Oh yeah, that's a big plus.
So there was no smoking, and they had like tables. Like you sat down, and there was like a little touch screen, maybe the size of the laptop screen, and you did all your scores and all that. I mean, that isn't new or anything.
Yeah.
But the chairs would swivel outward, where you'd be at the table, but you'd swivel outward and. Be facing the lanes and all that. It was a good time. I enjoyed it. I wish more bowling alleys would go non-smoking.
Yeah. I wonder if it was non-smoking because it was in St. Louis County.
I don't know. I know St. Louis City isn't non-smoking. But because they were gonna have that on the next election, but somehow it got taken off the vote. It's not going to be voted on anymore. So whatever.
Hey, before we jump into the chip section, I was just gonna say that over the weekend we had my nephew for 2 nights. He is 6 months old, and oh my gosh, what great baby! He is terrific during the day. Man, I was like. Okay, I don't know how...
Had him overnight, too?
Yeah, 2 nights in a row. How is Millie overnight? Does she sleep through the night?
So, it depends. She's starting to really have teething issues. You could tell she's always... So, right now, it's kind of... She usually sleeps pretty good till about 4:30. You give her a bottle, and she's back in bed for another few hours or so. But... the past night or two, she's kind of been kind of restless, can't get to sleep, and I think it's because her teeth are bothering her. We've given her some Tylenol, and it's kind of helped her.
Well, he woke up like clockwork at 1 and 5 both nights, Friday and Saturday night. That was rough, man, because the Friday night, we were like, my sister-in-law said, oh, he's been sleeping through the night. Well, I don't know if it's a combination of like maybe he got off routine, got his schedule changed or whatever. But, man, he woke up when we stayed up a little later than normal, probably till about 11 or so. So it was just we just gotten into that good sleep, and he wakes up and he's ready to eat. I mean, and we fed him and he went back to sleep, but then it's hard for us to go back to sleep. And then by the time you're back into another good sleep, then he's up at 5. And it's like, oh, my gosh.
Yep, that's babies.
So, you're not built for that anymore.
I'm not built for that anymore. That was so... It was life-changing. In a matter of... So I'll give you a lot of credit. You guys are doing that.
Give most of the credit to Molly.
I give Molly a ton of credit.
But, and did you hear about... well, I don't know. Should we do the snack now?
Let's do the snacks.
Okay. We're going to... I guess you want to finish this up this week?
we're down to our
Final four, right?
Final four, yeah. So we have another week. We have one more week.
We'll do both matchups tonight and finish the other one.
Okay, we'll finish it. Okay, so
first up
in this corner,
bacon wrapped
tomatoes. No.
versus Cajun spice. Do we have any napkins? Oh, you got the paper towels.
There you go.
So bacon wrapped. Just to recap, has
jalapeno, right?
Bacon wrapped jalapeno.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Bacon wrapped jalapeno popper is the full name, and it has beaten out fried pickles in week 1 and New England clam chowder in round 2. So this is round 3 for bacon wrapped jalapeno popper. And
this is a wild card player that's made it all the way through, man.
One of us wasn't too crazy about it. Which one was it? Was it you?
Okay. I mean, I won't say that I hate it. Not like that beer we had.
Yeah.
But it's. I mean,
I agree. It wasn't. I don't think it's.
Last week we think we already in our minds we have already figured out the top 2.
Can I say something?
No,
I don't know what.
No, not on this podcast. You can't.
I don't know what chip clip you're using, but these chips are still crunchy. They're good. They're not stale at all.
Well, we'll see how the other one works because this is a different chip clip on the.
These are great.
Spice.
The Pampered Chef.
Oh, high dollar.
I think the other one's an IKEA one.
Okay.
No, they both.
So we got our palate going with the bacon wrapped, and we need to cleanse our palate a little bit. Moving on to Cajun spice. Cajun spice. And Cajun spice, to recap, has beaten out pimento cheese in week 1, and in round 2, it beat Chesapeake Bay. What was that called? Chesapeake Bay. I don't remember.
Was that the lobster roll?
No.
Chesapeake Bay.
Chesapeake Bay crab spice.
Oh, okay.
But I will say these aren't quite as crunchy.
You're right.
They're not bad, but they're not quite as crunchy as the other ones. That chip clip that you had on the first bag is pretty darn good.
Huh.
Those are also wavy versus...
Yeah. These chips are great.
I'm on the fence with this one and this. So last time we had these, I feel that they are. Oh, you know, I misspoke. Cajun spice we've only tried one other time. That was last week. I feel like they're just like when you open the spice cabinet and you get that mixture of spices kind of comes at you, you know, and you get the aroma of the mix. That's what this tastes like to me, which is it's okay. I don't know.
The only question you need to worry about is it better than bacon wrapped jalapeno?
I'm trying to figure that out right now.
I say
Hands
yes, it
down.
is.
Easy.
Okay.
You can protest. You can have a dissenting vote if you want, but
Yeah, well, you know, we could take it to Molly and get her opinion. If she were to say bacon wrapped, what would we go with?
she's not a member of the podcast.
Ooh.
She's married to Greg, but and she probably owns this podcast arena that we're in. But
She probably does, yeah. She owns whether or not we get the podcast.
true.
I just like the flavor better. I like the spicy flavor. They're both supposed to be spicy, but I don't get as much spice from the jalapenos in the bacon wrapped jalapeno poppers.
I agree.
I don't get any cream cheese taste either.
I could have gone either way with this one, but obviously you guys want. I'm going to wrap 2 bacon wrapped chips in a Cajun spice.
There you go.
Okay. So Cajun spice goes on, and it will go in the final round versus one of these 2 competitors. Chili con queso. So chili con queso has only been, this is our second time trying this one, and last week it went up against Thai sweet chili. It defeated Thai sweet chili. I believe unanimously. So this is another
Oh, not unanimously. I like the Thai sweet chili.
Oh, you
better.
did?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. Breaking news. I have received a text from Darren, the organizer of Brewfest.
Tanglefoot Brewfest.
He is requesting that we announce on the podcast to all of our listeners that Brewfest has been moved.
Yeah.
Attention,
Users?
users
Listeners.
of beer,
Watchers.
Users of beer and listeners of podcasts.
listeners of podcasts.
I call to you.
The Tanglefoot Brewfest has been moved from West City Park Fields
Right.
to
Quality Inn, the hotel with the reception center.
Quality Inn.
And why is that?
There's
Yeah.
a possibility of rain. Watch,
Gorgeous
it'll be a
coming.
gorgeous day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a expected 5 to 6 inches of rain.
Yeah,
to,
over the next 3 days.
Was he ever classified as a hurricane?
Yeah.
Hurricane Gordon. Right.
Gordon.
Now, tropical storm or depression.
That's Sting's real name. You know that?
Really? I didn't
Gordon.
know.
Okay. So you
Chili
guys.
con queso.
Back to the podcast.
That's not as crispy as the first chips. That chip clip failed.
What chip clip did they
I'm
have?
telling you, it's just because it's a thin chip versus.
Maybe it is. Those are good. I like them. What are we up against here?
So chili con queso is up against fried green tomatoes.
This would be an easy one.
And yeah, man, I don't know.
A
I'm
lot
on.
of crumbs in this one.
Yeah,
'Cause we
there's
ate.
a lot of big ones left in there. Here you go.
Oh, Darren, he got a little swipe in here. You could announce on podcast for your digits of listeners.
Oh, man.
Real nice, Darren.
Thanks a lot, buddy. Hey, you know,
He was on last year.
Yeah.
Or was it 2 years
2
ago?
years ago?
Yeah.
Remember, he had the weird allergic reaction while he was here.
Yeah. It's because I have behind that window, there's like. I'm not going to
dude,
Wolfbane.
I'm going fried green tomatoes. These chips are good. Chili con queso are kind of boring to me.
Man.
This is.
Oh,
This is a tough one.
I just remembered something. I didn't pick this. I just noticed a comment that I made. It didn't have any influence on my choice this week. Do you remember what a listener last week predicted?
Yeah, he wanted to pay someone money for.
I think he was placing a bet
Yeah.
on which of these two flavors.
Didn't you go out to Santa Fe to see him?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't have any ties to.
Had special treatment at the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know. Man, this is even to me. Your thoughts?
So, definitely you have a sweet one versus a more spicy or cheesy one.
Yeah. I don't know that I taste much cheese in the
No,
con
you
queso.
don't. It's more of the chili spice.
Cilantro-y.
Yeah, that too. But man,
I'm split.
I think I'm gonna have to go with the fried green tomatoes as well.
Well, then just to have a dissenting vote, I'm going to say chili con queso.
Well, there we go.
all right.
We have our final matchup.
We do. Cajun Spice is going to go up against fried green tomatoes.
For the championship.
Determine the championship of Tastes of America.
Marca. So since these didn't make it on, do we want to eat the rest of the...
Sure.
We can eat the rest of the losers?
Oh, is that why you voted against them? Or you voted
I
for them?
didn't. I voted for it.
Have you been able to finish off any of your other bags?
No, they're all upstairs. Oh, you want me to bring them down?
No, I was just curious if there was any that you
Got any more of
liked.
them?
The Thai sweet chili was. I thought you said you liked that one, right?
I do like that one. But I kind of put them in a bag, and I'm like, I don't want to touch these in case we're like, wait a minute. We found out that, queso cheese was cheating.
Mike paid Josh to vote for fried green tomatoes.
Yeah.
These chili con quesos are good. I mean, this would be a good chip to
Eat a bag.
continue to stick around.
Oh, yeah.
After
Yeah, it'd be a good
the-
chip.
So, in potato chipdom, what is your favorite chip? Like
Sour cream and onion.
sour cream and onion?
I like wavy, just regular.
Wavy regular.
Yeah.
No flavor, just plain old potato chip.
Regular potato chips.
Cheddar and sour cream
That's
are
a
my
good one, too.
favorite.
I was
That's
gonna
my
say that,
favorite chip.
That's a close second.
I've never really been a fan of the regular plain Lays, just the thin Lays.
The flat ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like these.
I don't mind the baked plain Lays.
Yeah, those are all right.
They almost remind me of like a Pringles, like regular Pringles. I like. I can eat a whole can of those,
Oh
but
yeah.
but they're like potatoes that are mashed up into a goo and then formed out into,
Yeah.
So they're not really just sliced chips.
You know what's really grown on me is pita chips.
with,
think I've had those.
with some hummus?
Yeah.
You've had pita chips.
Pita chips.
I know I've had hummus with you and Lori before.
Yeah, I like hummus. Lori gets the pretzel chips.
I've seen her get the pita chips too.
Idiot.
Actually, she brought them last Brewfest.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
She had a... Okay.
My wife's awesome. I was going to say, I meant to say this at the top of the show, but my wife, this is how awesome my wife is. She's been sick for the last couple of days. She actually stayed home from work today, and this morning I said... Yeah, I think it's like a sinus thing. No, I think it's like a sinus thing, but I told her, I said, because my son has baseball practice tonight, and I said, hey, I can let the guys know that I can't make it, and she's like, no, you go do that. And she is so supportive of this show, although she doesn't really listen or anything.
Yeah, I've never seen her listen.
But she's always encouraging me to
She
go.
didn't like the video,
Yeah.
though.
So she is... If it wasn't for her, I kind of feel like this show possibly would have died a long time ago. Because,
Really?
Well, if I would have continued, if I would have made excuses or whatever, and then, he's kind of a part-timer.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
we might have lost interest in not.
I got
being
another podcast on the
consistent.
side.
Yeah.
One that you care about and share.
Makes
and-
millions.
Makes millions. Those were good.
So, Loufest.
Oh man.
Man, what is the story here? You guys were saying that it was canceled and stuff.
Yeah.
What is Loufest?
So Loufest is kind of like a big festival of music, food.
Of Lou's.
Yeah, it's a festival at Forest Park where they have a bunch of bands together. It's a multiple-day event. Is it 2 or 3 days?
All weekend. Isn't
Yeah,
Yeah.
and at least 2 days. I don't know if,
I think it probably Friday.
but I know last year I actually wanted to go because the 3 big names that I enjoy, Snoop Dogg, Huey Lewis, and Weezer, were there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
And I was like, man,
Nice
that'd be good just for the. But I mean, there's probably about 100 bands or so.
I mean, you got the Snoop Dogg posters upstairs,
I do. I have the T-shirt. The
and your weed all says Snoop.
no, I don't have any of that. But this year, a lot of. Did you look through the list
No.
of bands?
Who did you say was there? Robert Plant?
Robert Plant was the biggest. Robert Plant and T-Pain. Okay, Robert Plant, T-Pain, and Modest Mouse were the big.
The
I tell you,
headliners.
I could not tell you any of the other bands in there. I mean, it was a lot of smaller bands or indie bands that I just didn't know. But apparently, the festival. They didn't, when they sold the tickets, they didn't have all the bands quite confirmed yet.
Oh, my gosh.
But they had them on a list, and then they sold tickets. And so there's conflicting stories. There's a lot that is probably going to come out about Loufest. They canceled at 2 in the morning last night.
Which is
Oh, my
shady.
God.
Which is, and it's, 3 days before?
Yeah. Well,
The show?
Well, they said the rumors.
2 days.
The rumors had started because none of the stages were going up.
Oh, really?
The union, I guess they didn't pay the union guys that put together the stages.
Oh, my gosh.
Well, you don't do that.
Right.
You don't have a show.
Watch Ozark.
They also, the weather's supposed to be horrible this week. Hey, that's how.
Yeah.
Tanglefoot-
That was their out. I
that was an
that's-
out.
Yeah.
They also, once they canceled, they said they didn't have enough money to pay refunds to anyone. But luckily, I guess they had insurance and all that with the. Luckily, they did. So anyone who bought tickets are going to get refunds from the ticket vendors who sold them the tickets. But Man, if
that's sad.
So
it's like, I mean, you never hear. Well, I actually have heard of horror stories of festivals like where they've, it's been they didn't plan for the right amount of like water or facilities or
Woodstock '99 wasn't that like that?
Stages have collapsed or people didn't have. Yeah, parking was horrible, but I don't remember ever hearing of things being canceled. I mean, like Woodstock, the original Woodstock was in like a storm, right? I mean, it rained and rained and rained.
Yeah,
and it was just mud pits everywhere. So everything about it just seems very fishy.
But you got to think there was all these different like T-shirt vendors. They printed up all these different T-shirts. Schlafly made a bunch of cans.
Gosh,
Four Hands too made cans.
Charlottesville.
Yeah, all of them did a bunch of breweries.
Special
brews, special cans with the Loufest logo, especially for this event. Now it's not happening.
That sucks, man.
I mean, the beer will sell. T-shirts, on the other hand, are they going to sell?
Yeah.
Collectors, maybe. For that collector item that didn't happen. Maybe, I don't know.
All the little food tents that they had to have bought all this food.
I was on the radio on the way over here. They were interviewing one of the was it Genoa? One of the deli places in St. Louis that was going to have a booth or two there. Said they ordered over 1,000 pounds of salami for this event, and now it's not happening.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So it doesn't. And think about those smaller bands that usually are playing to little tiny crowds. Finally get this is a big deal for them to play in front of thousands of people.
Yeah.
Now, they're like, maybe I could sell these CDs and this and T-shirts and
Gosh,
so
that sucks. It's just another one of those things. Like before I came over here, I was talking to Lori and she's like, "Yeah, I mean, it's just does it have anything to do with just the stigma of St. Louis, like with bands and
getting robbed?"
Yeah, because like you said, they weren't confirmed. Does it have anything to do with that? Like them not wanting to come here? Or
I think some of the bands weren't confirmed because the organizers didn't have the money for them. But I just don't know how that works with bands. You
get paid up front.
I would think maybe the bigger ones get paid up front, but you think the smaller ones take get paid after. I don't know. I really don't know how it works. But it's another hit towards the city, which kind of sucks.
And this really isn't the city's fault. I mean, this is some jackwad organizer.
Well, yeah.
Huh. But you said it's the 9th year, right?
Yeah, I was surprised. Yeah, 2010 was the first year.
You can almost bet this won't happen. They won't come back.
Yeah.
No, they're done. They could.
Didn't you go one year?
No, I have never been to one of those.
What did we go to? What was what was that called where we went and saw? We've been a couple of different times down there and saw bands in the middle of the city.
That was at not Soldier Field, Soldier Memorial.
I've been there a couple times.
Yeah, they used to have like a free show. I think Nelly was there once. The Offspring.
Yeah.
Silver Sun Pickups.
Yep.
I can't remember.
That was a different organization.
Yeah, that was just a free event.
And that's not whatever that was isn't going on anymore either. I guess.
I don't know. I don't know, man.
Oh well.
So. You're into meats and cooking and all that.
Yeah.
He smoked a butt.
I did smoke a butt.
Sous vide? Is that how it's pronounced? Have you ever heard of that? Where you take like a meat
and you boil it.
You boil it.
It's not. I don't think that's how it's pronounced, but yes, I've heard of it.
I looked it up. I thought that's what it could be wrong. Anyway.
Sous vide.
Sous vide.
Yeah.
So.
You get an immersion, like a heating element that you put in the bucket of water with the meat, and you vacuum seal the piece of meat, and then it cooks it.
And you can take like a steak, put like rosemary, thyme, some garlic, butter, seal it up, throw it in the water.
Yep.
But it's
the temperature of the water cooking it, not the water, because you have it sealed. It's not being cooked because of the water. It's being cooked with the heat of the water.
Right. So. like the water, if you have it like at 140 or whatever, it'll take a couple hours, but then I've heard it's like the juiciest steak you've ever had.
Never had it.
So I was reading this article the other day. It kind of reminds me of, you know how we do with when we brew beer, we have that cooler, that orange, big old 10-gallon cooler.
Yeah.
We fill it with 165-degree water, seal it up with the grains, have it sit for an hour or whatever. Then we have our beer. Same idea. You take a beer cooler, have water heated up to that temperature, put it in, you'll have like the same outcome. If you put your meat in there,
you have to keep that. You have to keep the water at the temp.
The water doesn't lose many degrees over a couple hours. It's gonna stay at that temperature. Anyway, I read this article. This guy took a real sous vide machine, which is like $500 or so, that'll keep the water at a certain temperature. It keeps it at a constant temperature. And then he did a $15 beer cooler.
Oh, really?
He did two. He did the same thing, pulled them out, cut the meat. You could not tell the difference. They looked exactly the same. They looked beautiful. He said, "This is the juiciest meat I've ever had in my life."
So, I don't know that I would like it, because one of the things that I like with a good steak is that char on the outside.
That's what you do afterwards.
Oh,
you take it out of the sealed package, and you throw it on a hot grill, probably about 30 seconds or so on each side. Just give it, that crust.
Yeah.
And then you serve that. And I really want to try it. Probably in the next week or so, I'd like to try it and tell you guys the results, because
or you could invite us over for.
Well, true, yeah. But because I've actually got a vacuum sealer. You could do it with Ziploc bags too. But I've got a vacuum sealer. It's a lot easier.
Never mind.
Because you don't have any air in there then.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
Nothing.
No, you.
Oh no, I was just looking at them. I mean, you said that one was $660.
You like kitchen gadgets, though.
Come on, get yourself a $660.
Yeah. No, but when I can, because that's the thing. I don't know if I'm going to like. If I can take a beer cooler that I already have, test it out, see if I'm like, man, this is good, then maybe I'll invest in something. Or I'll just say, this is good enough for me.
Right. Yeah.
But it's a neat idea, and I'm going to have to...
I've never heard of that.
Give it a try.
They do it on all the fancy cooking shows.
Really?
It's a French thing, I think.
Well, that sounds like it.
Yeah.
But I guess the whole point is that it doesn't lose any juices, because it's packed into that, sealed into that plastic there.
Yeah.
I don't know that I eat a steak for juice, though.
Well, you want tender too.
Okay.
Yeah. I'll try it out. Let you know.
Okay. We should have a competition.
We should have a competition.
Mm-hmm.
How? What against what?
Me cooking a steak and Greg doing his boiling a steak.
Versus. Okay. Yeah, I'll be the judge.
Well, you gotta let me put it on the grill at the end though too.
I don't care.
Okay. Yeah. I'd like to give that a try.
Could be a throwdown. I take my meat serious.
I know you do. I saw the post that you had up at 5:30 on
was up
Monday
at 5:30
with your meat on the grill.
Mm-hmm.
What time did it come off?
It's done. I took it off about noon.
Okay.
And let it sit until dinner time.
6.5 hours or so. Oh, and then it sat for another 5 hours?
Yep. In a Cambro.
Don't know what that means.
Cooler.
Oh. Then what?
Then you shred it. It's pulled pork.
Pulled pork. Oh. It's good stuff. What you butt? Use a butt.
7-pound butt.
Yeah, that's good. So did you guys? Well, you said you watched Ozark.
Yeah.
Jack Ryan, you enjoyed that too.
A couple episodes of that. Yeah, I need to get back on that.
Mayans just started yesterday.
Oh yeah.
Which Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah.
It's like the It's another motorcycle.
It's a prequel, right?
No, it's the same universe. Takes place after
universe.
Okay.
Wasn't it just a?
I thought it was supposed to be a prequel.
It took place in like real world, like
it is the real world, but
California, wasn't it?
Yeah. You know what I mean. It's like the characters that were in Sons of Anarchy,
right,
will show up, but
same time.
It takes place after Sons of Anarchy. That whole.
Man, we started watching that. I think we got we watched
another freaking dark show.
We watched about the first season or so, and I don't know how or why we dropped off of that, but
it changed. Early on, that show was a bunch of nudity and
there's no nudity in Sons of Anarchy.
Whatever.
No, there isn't. It's an FX show.
Yeah, FX they don't show nipples, but they get about as close as they can.
Right.
I don't remember that.
Well, they owned like a strip club or something, right?
Yeah,
or
and they were showing adult videos for a while too.
They
own. Well, yeah, pretty far into it. Then it's like about the 4th season when they.
But then it trailed off after they did that for a while, and then that went away, and they I don't know, it was different.
I enjoyed that show. Molly actually got me into that show, which is weird. She finds every other show dark.
Yeah, there was like brutal like beatings.
Oh, yeah, the jail scene.
I mean,
when Opie died.
Yeah, wasn't there like didn't they burn people?
Oh yeah, that was one of the last episodes.
Crude. Really?
Yeah. When what's his
I must have watched the whole damn series. I don't even realize.
What's his name? Daughter got burned because they thought he killed one of the other gang members or whatever.
So
they dug a hole and threw her in it and lit her on fire.
In Ozark, though, sorry, remember you going to say more?
I was going to say last night's episode was like an hour and a half, and I only got to see about an hour. I was like, let's go to bed.
Was it pretty?
It started at 9
because you lost interest, or just it was just bedtime?
No, it was because. Actually, what happened, there was a pretty violent scene coming up. Molly's like, I don't want to watch this. I'm going to go take a shower. And I kept watching it, and I'm like, well, she may want to watch the rest of this. And I'm like, oh, we'll watch it later. So that's kind of how it went.
Below Deck Mediterranean ended last night, was their last episode. They have a reunion episode next week, I think. That's what I've been watching.
Below Deck Mediterranean.
What's that again?
That yachting.
Oh,
it's like real world.
Brought this
up
a couple times.
Great.
Yeah. Every time
new season's getting ready to start. Below Deck Tahiti.
Okay.
It's great.
But back to Ozark, they own the they own that
strip club.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of funny stuff that goes on.
There's a lot in that.
Hey, Uncle Butch.
That.
My Uncle Butch joined.
Hey, Uncle Butch.
The right time. Josh is talking about strip clubs.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's actually still on, but probably not.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Greg, you gotta watch that show so we can all talk.
All right,
I
gotta get caught up.
Yeah.
Just binge it.
Yeah.
Stay up till 1 in the morning.
So sorry for the technical difficulties in this episode. Kind of went in and out of sound. That's probably my fault. I dropped a mic over here.
Dropped the
mic.
Yeah. I wasn't even finished yet. You know, you usually do that at the end.
You were telling such a great story.
Yeah, rousing story. Yeah.
I'm like,
I'm out.
Italian food. Bink.
So anyway,
where can you find us, Greg?
You can find us on our website, stuckinbetapodcast.com. Where's my stupid titles?
Check us out next week for the finale.
We announce a winner.
From our Lay's Taste of America. It will be bacon wrapped jalapeno poppers.
This is the championship, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure everyone out there.
Man, I think I know the winner.
I do too.
I could tell you the winner already.
Oh, we gotta eat them.
Oh yeah, no, I agree.
I just a
different colored pen.
I'm okay.
I'll take a picture of this. See if people can place bets. Place your bets. Anyway, we will see you next time when we have even more fun. See you next time.